Friday slate. We got 105, 106 Memphis, Tulane. Looks like Memphis laying 14 now. This one's been bought up a ways, and two differing styles of offense here. The total's a tricky one as well. Two teams trying to do different things in terms of pace. A lot of good things can be said about Tulane. A lot of good things can be said about Memphis. Big man, you want to start us off with this AAC clash?
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting one. Memphis, though, going on the road here, they had no problem handling Tulane last year, and I thought this Tulane team was pretty good. But Drew, you and I have talked about it. I'm not necessarily in the market to lay 25 plus points with Memphis, but I think this is a lot better of a number for them. Their offense is rolling right now. I don't think where they struggle is in pass defense. I don't know if Tulane's going to be able to really exploit that. Actually, I know they're not going to be able to exploit that. Um, Memphis, though, a team I'm never really looking to kind of lay double digits with. It's just the truth of the matter. I hate to not give a great breakdown on this one, but I'm just not really into it. I mean, they could very well roll, and their offenses look really good. This might just be one of those cases of I don't think Tulane could keep up with Memphis. But Memphis has a weird way of kind of struggling in games like this. I mean, you always look against Navy; they always seem to struggle. I know this isn't exactly that Tulane offense, but it's a similar kind of offense, and it could bother Memphis. Tulane can hold on to the ball for a while. The best way to keep a good quarterback off the field. Look at what the Detroit Lions did last night. That's a prime example. Keeping those players off the field. Tulane can eat up a lot of drives. You look at against Navy. That's what they did against Memphis, and they were able to get the job done and hold them to 21 points. The key to keeping an offense out of scoring is keep them off the field. Tulane can do that. I feel like if you're getting over 2 touchdowns here, might be a sneaky play on the home dog.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah, I
that
gotta
being
agree
an
with Big
angle.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead, Kelly.
Sorry, Drew. I was going to say I have to agree with Big Man. Catching over 2 touchdowns with the home dog might be the right play here, but I do think that people are going to look at kind of what did we see last year from this Tulane team. I don't know what I was thinking, but I took the 37.5 with Tulane, thinking that Ohio State would be looking ahead to Penn State. And I went back for a little bit more on halftime. Luckily, the halftime bet kind of saved me there. But before we started, I was talking with Ralph Michaels, who Drew and I do some work with, kind of on another level. But he and I were talking about this Memphis squad. 257 is their power rated offense. These guys are so good offense. That is the only thing that really kind of scares me there, that his number one power rated offense in terms of yards per play, and all the other things that kind of go into that. And this team looks really, really, like you said, we see this magical, 13.5, where they probably should be right around that range. But I think we're going to see a lot of people run to the window and bet Memphis here.
Yeah, I could see Memphis definitely being the side because it's a Friday night game. Memphis has done well on these kind of exposed game, like nationally televised games in the past. They did cover against Georgia State. I took the loss on that. I'll tell you, this is also a tricky handicap, big man, with the total. You brought up Tulane kind of holding on the ball, limited possessions, but at the same time, when they can score, they're going to put on the gas pedal and they're going to put up some points. So if you had to make a bet on this total, seeing 67, would you lean over or under?
It's a real tough one, Drew, because for me, when I highlight college basketball, which is my favorite sport to bet on, um, I look at Clash of Styles games, and I generally avoid those games because you're really coin flipping on who's going to be able to run their style. Look, probably it's Memphis, but I'm not really believing in betting against it. Brady White, I'm not in love with. And that's really going to depend on if I like the game over or under too. It wouldn't surprise me if this game's muddied up and this is played in the 20s because, Tulane will sit on the football. They will try to just sell out, and kind of stop it and get the ball back and sit on it for 8 or 9 minutes. Um, it's so tough. I hate to not give an opinion. I would guess that Tulane can hang in this game. And if I like Tulane, I'm looking under. If I like Memphis, I'm probably looking over. If Memphis gets going, like Kelly said, there's no stopping this team. But I have a concern here, Drew. I'm seeing in their injury report there are 2 injuries. They're not injuries. You have one tight end suspended, and Sam Croft, one of their better receivers, an undisclosed injury. I don't know. Generally, that always means it's something along the lines of disciplinary. So I don't know, maybe he had a little issue after the game the other night. I don't know what happened, but maybe keep in mind with that because Sam Kraft is one of their better receivers for Memphis. So I don't know. I'm looking towards taking the points here. I think Tulane just kind of slows it down. By the way, I give Kelly my condolences. There were some bad beats this weekend. That was a bad one in that Ohio State game. I mean, Urban Meyer.
And to be honest with you, that's what scares me again this weekend because which two offenses are really similar? Memphis and Ohio State are both in the top 5 offensively. Like, if Tulane couldn't stop Ohio State, I don't know if they can stop Memphis. And that is really scary to me. This is the #1 yards per play team. And if they get it going, how much does this Tulane defense have left in the tank? Short week. They just got throttled by Ohio State, and it makes me a little nervous. Yeah, sure, they're going to get up for their home team, but they get down 14 early. It might be a bloodbath.
Well, here's the thing, though, just to point out, and I think this is important to mention. You look at Memphis; they put up 750 yards against Mercer. So, I mean, that's a large swath of those yards to a Division One FCS team. You also put up 410 against Georgia State. Not exactly difficult. This is definitely a better opponent, but I mean, you're obviously getting only 14 here when you were getting 37 over the weekend. I thought Tulane was probably the side in that game, but I thought Ohio State did call off the dogs. You were just kind of unlucky in that game late, but it's a tough one, Drew. Clash of Styles games are tough. These are ones you.
Well, and that's one thing we talk about a lot is these top 5 teams don't want to call off the dogs. Why? Because they need to absolutely make a statement so that they could be up there with the Alabamas of the world because Alabama's not even trying to make a statement and they're making a statement. So the Ohio States of the world, Clemson's of the world have to do these things.
And I want to make this clear, Drew, and I'm sure you remember this game. I'm sure you both remember it. The worst beat I've ever taken in a sports betting game was the Bahamas Bowl in 2014, West Kentucky, Central Michigan. I always remember where I was in that game. But I got to tell you, Friday night with Illinois might have been close. Illinois, for me, on Friday night was I didn't know what to say. I sat there in disbelief. Usually the cops are called on me. They're knocking on my door, yelling at me, what's going on in this house? We're hearing screams. But listen, that was ugly on Friday night. It really was ugly. It hit me like a bag of bricks, Drew. You know, when you get hit by a bag of bricks, sometimes you just get hit, you fall down, you wake up later. But this one was one of those slow, just I'm going to take your money slowly, and I'm going to just keep taking that knife and putting it farther into your neck and just twisting it. That was ugly.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.